Welcome to my beauty salon. We have probably about 1 week before we're leaving, so it's countdown time. My hair, I know looking at my hair, it does not look that long. However, because I cut my hair myself and it's tough for me, I need a patio, I need to have all my stuff with me. I thought it'd be better if I gave my hair a quick trim before I left. So I'm going to show you my beauty salon that I cut my hair in, and you can see the before. And then you can see the after. I'm only going to take probably about a half an inch, maybe an inch off, but it's just so much easier for me that when I'm traveling, normally if I cut my hair a little shorter, if I cut it with the razor, I can pretty much just wake up in the morning and I don't even have to comb it. It just falls in place, and that's kind of the way I like it when I'm traveling. And you can tell it's just about to thunder here, so I'll show you my beauty salon. Here is my beauty salon. Oh yes, we're about to get a bad storm. Here's my beauty salon. There's my front door, and this is the entrance to my house, and here's my little tree outside. But anyway, what I normally do is I normally sit right here, and I have this big kind of pillar, pole, whatever, right here in front of my house, and I put there's my mirror. I have it turned around because if it's turned this way, the reflection you'll be able to see me, and it's kind of distracting. So I have my mirror there. I have a container filled with clips to clip my hair up with. I have my razor and a fresh razor blade, my comb, and a cup of water. The reason I have a cup of water there is to put my comb in, and that way what I normally do is I normally shampoo my hair, have it all wet, then I come out here and I start cutting it. But after a while, because I take my time cutting my hair, sometimes it gets a little dry in areas, and if it's too dry, the razor will tug on my hair. If my hair is super wet, the razor goes through it like butter. So I use the water to wet the comb and then also wet my hair and cut my hair. So as you can see, my hair really isn't that long, but for me it's long for traveling. So what I'm going to do is right now I'm going to go and shampoo my hair and start cutting. I just took the towel off my head. I just washed my hair, and I made sure I put a lot of conditioner on my hair because it makes it easier for the razor to go through. The only thing I'm going to do now is kind of comb my hair the way I would normally wear it. And I won't be able to cut the entire head of hair, I don't think, on camera, because this really is a very long process for me. It takes me a while to kind of get the length I want right, but I can kind of give you a general idea as to hopefully how I cut my hair. So this is normally the way I would wear my hair, off to the side with my bangs going down kind of in an angle. I put a new razor in my little razor thing here. I just took this out, put a new one in, and then you put the little comby thing over it like that. I've pinned up kind of the top part of my hair here and left my sideburns down, and then left kind of the lower or the lowest level of my hair. I don't know if hair has levels or not, but I left the underneath layer of hair down and then use the rest to kind of these clips to pin it up, and that's where I'm going to kind of start. So what I normally do is I normally put my razor in water to just kind of, it just seems to cut better if it's wet and my hair's wet. And then I just kind of slowly start deciding where I want my hair to be, and I cut at an angle, just the way I cut my bangs at an angle. So I'm going to start with my sideburns here, and I kind of really want my sideburns to start up a little higher. Right now they're just a little longer than I would like. So all I do is I take the razor and I just start here and go down at an angle. Just like that. It's off, and then I just throw it in my bushes. That's what's so nice about cutting your hair outside. And then I move down to the next piece while kind of mixing that first piece in to get a feel where the one piece starts and the one stops. And then I go again. Just like that. And I do it slowly so I don't make any boo-boos. Still a little bit longer than I would like. So I'm going to wet it again, a little bit of water, and cut a little bit more. There we go. That should be, I think, where I want the sideburn to be. You can see how this side's longer. And then the only other thing I do a little bit is I kind of roughen up the edges a little bit so they look a little choppy. And the way I do that is I just grab a piece of hair and just kind of on the ends, just kind of, I don't know, in an up and down motion, I guess that's the best way to put it. It kind of just makes the ends just a little pointier and choppier looking. A touch more off, because I really don't want to have to mess with my hair when I'm on this trip. And then I'm just going to get the edges and just kind of go like that. So that's it for this side back here a little bit. Okay, that's the sideburn there. Now I'm going to do this sideburn. And I kind of measure to see by feel if they are, one side is longer than the other. I mean, so this side is still longer than that side. And then I just go over the ends a little bit to kind of give them a kind of a rougher, I don't know if really rougher is the word for it, but just more of a raggedy look. Raggedy doesn't sound good either. All right. When you're cutting with a razor, it doesn't have to be exact. It's not like you're cutting with a pair of scissors. It just seems your hair is a lot more forgiving. Okay, now for the length part, for this back part, I kind of figure out where I want the length to be. This piece right here is really a lot longer than I would like. So I'm actually going to take my razor to start with and just go in there and just kind of chop it right off the tip. And then I'm going to do the same thing all the way around. And a good way to measure to see if you have it even is I normally take my hair in the back and then just kind of go like this into a point, and you can almost feel which pieces still need to be cut. And obviously this is not an exact science. This is something I've kind of learned how to do over time from cutting my hair so much. So that is, I may just take a little bit more off, but that is kind of the idea of how I cut my hair. And then I'll actually show you, I already had a video on how I cut my bangs, but once I've cut up a little bit more, I'll kind of come back in again. Right now I have got 2 layers of my hair completed, and the next thing I'm going to do is going to take out the next layer of hair. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to wet everything and just try to blend in my longer layers that just fell over the shorter layers in, and maybe cut the top layers just a touch shorter. I have slowly made my way up my hair, and as you can see, it's become quite dry, and it makes it tough for me to determine kind of how long the pieces are and if they're even, if they're not even when it's dry. So what I normally do is when it gets this dry, I will take all the clips out. I told you this was a process. I will take all the clips out and I will start again and re-wet my hair to kind of finish the rest of it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go in the shower and do a quick wetting of my hair. Okay, this was round 2 of shampooing my head. Now I know it seems like this is labor intensive, but it really isn't. I only do this probably once every 3 months, and then in between I just cut my bangs, trim my bangs up. Not trim, but I razor up my bangs. So this hairstyle really is very easy for me to maintain, and what I love about it is that it is exactly the way I want it. I don't think I've ever gone into a hair salon and actually came out with a style that I exactly wanted, or my bangs sometimes the way I exactly want them. There's always something I like maybe a little differently about my hair. So what's nice is I can do my hair exactly the way I want it. It's great. So what I have now is I have the bottom hair trimmed up, and right now I'm just kind of judging on my style. And as you can see, this part right here, this top layer, is too long, but I don't want it too short. I found that as long as I keep my bangs longer, I look younger. It's when I cut my bangs too short that then I start looking a little bit older, for me anyway. So what I do is I just comb through my hair to see what looks like it's sticking out, and this looks like it's too long right there. I don't know if you can see that, right in that area right there, because this really is the last layer of hair. So I'm going to go, and this is just kind of all by feel. I'm going to go and just start taking the areas that I think just don't fit in and need to be trimmed. After cutting my hair for so many, I don't know, the past 3 or 4 years, I kind of know the way I want it to lay and what areas need to be cut up. And then I kind of keep putting my hand through my hair to see if I have it the way I want it, or if more needs to be cut off. My battery's getting low, so I may have to kind of abbreviate this part, but as you can see, I cut this up, and then what I do is I just keep playing with it with my hands to see if it falls sort of the way I would want it, and if everything looks like it's layered right. And from what I can tell, it looks like it is falling pretty much the way I want it to fall. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut this other side, and then I'll show you how I cut the top final part of my hair. I have my hair pretty much the length I want it on this part and on the sides, and then the only thing I need to trim up a little bit is this area of my hair. You're going to have to excuse all the hair. There's probably hair even on the camera at this point, but you're going to have to excuse any hair that may be like hanging onto my lip at this point. But the only thing that you need to do in order to cut your hair like this is, number one, want your hair cut like this to begin with. Obviously, if you don't like this style, then you won't be wanting to cut your hair like this. And be willing to cut your hair with a razor. And be willing to possibly have a couple bad haircuts before you get the hang of it. But honestly, I really never had a really bad haircut. The only time I did do something that I didn't like was I cut my bangs too short. If I'm careful about not cutting my bangs short, everything seems to always really look really good. As a matter of fact, this week I just had somebody ask me who cut my hair because they wanted the hairdresser's name, and I was like, it's just me. So I really do honestly get a lot of compliments on this haircut because they say it lays so cute, but that's because I really don't honestly have to do much to it. Once it's cut, that's it. I can just wash my hair if I want to, even the night before, and when I wake up, I swear I don't even have to comb my hair some days. I just walk out the door. Right now, I'm just kind of trimming up this slightly longer top area of my bang, and just like with everything else, I just kind of cut it on a slant. Super easy. Just slice. I've already done a video about cutting your bangs. I have a slightly rounder shaped face, so I look better with a little bit of height on top of my head to kind of make it not look so round. So I look better when I have a little bit of this area being a little, I don't know, having a little bit of body up here. So I'm going to finish this top area, and then I'll show you, actually what I'll do is I'll just post a link to the bang cutting, because I've already done a whole video on how I cut my bangs. The actual cutting aspect of my hair is completely done now. The only thing I would do next would be see, as I'm combing through the drier hair, if there's any kind of funky pieces hanging out, you know, in either direction, and just kind of trim those off a little bit. The last thing I would normally do, I'm going to take a shower again because I'm loaded with hair, but normally what I would do is, if my hair was just washed, I would let it air dry, put my little styling gel on, and then maybe use my InStyler just a little bit to kind of flip it up a little bit. But this is really, normally when I wash my hair at night and put my styling cream on, when I wake up the next day, my hair is kind of almost ready to go. Half the time, I don't even run a comb through it. I just walk out the door. But for traveling, I like my hair a little bit shorter, and it's going to be a little bit cooler. So hopefully this video was fun to watch, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.